The UFC potentially have a new star on their hands, and he goes by the name of Raul Rosas Jr. The youngster was recently handed a chance to win a UFC contract in Dana White's Contender Series, but you will probably be shocked to know that he actually had to obtain special permission to fight. Today, we're discussing 17-year-old Rosas Jr. and the special license he needed to compete. Stay with us. Let's jump straight in then. What happened? Well, as a 17-year-old, Raul Rosas Jr. is still technically a child, although he might not look or fight like one. Just last week, the youngster made history as the youngest person ever to win a contract in Dana's outfit, as he defeated Mando Gutierrez to move to 6-0 in his professional career. Rosas Jr. has been on a tear since making his debut at the back end of last year, finishing all of his fights inside the distance before Gutierrez, and it is obviously the youngster from Santa Rosa, California, is a prodigious talent. Speaking in the build-up to his most recent fight, Rosas Jr. gave a bit of his backstory, revealing that he began as an amateur at just 15. He then went on to say, "Since it was an Indian area, it was mostly up to the promoter. We ended up convincing him and he ended up giving me the opportunity to fight on his card. I had one fight when I was 15 and then my other amateur fight when I was 16. The young fighter then explained that he turned pro as a 17-year-old, coming up against fully grown men in their 30s. He then said that the youngest guys he has fought so far during his fledgling career were 25 or 26, which to us is insane. What do you guys make of Rosas's words? Let us know below. So what about this special license? Let's see. Of course, a commission aren't simply going to allow someone who is still legally a child to compete against adults, unless you go through a ton of red tape and paperwork, which Raul was forced to do. The special license from the Nevada Athletic Commission was signed off on just in time for the youngster to fight last week, and he didn't disappoint. Explaining the process before the fight, Rosas Jr. said, "The commission already approved it. I already did all the paperwork. All I had to do was a notary. My friend signed it. That's the only thing that I had to do. Jason House did all the rest. I think he sent film to the commission and said why I'm ready to compete at this level, and the commission approved." He then went on to lament those in charge of the commission, claiming that those people don't know much about fighting in my opinion. He claimed that all they see is someone who is legally a child, but asserted that he isn't just any 17-year-old, which most people have probably realized by now. Speaking about his ascent through the ranks, he said, "When they, other kids, were at parties, I was at the gym working my ass off. Since I was little, I knew what I wanted. I know what I want and I'm going to get out there and get it. To all those haters, I don't really care. They can say whatever they want." What has Dana had to say about Raul Rosas Jr. then? Stay tuned to find out. Well, Conor McGregor better watch out. Uncle Dana appears to have a new favorite if his recent words are anything to go by. As Rosas Jr. blew through his opposition last week, White was effusive in his praise for the young prodigy, claiming that he was blown away by what he had seen from Raul. White said then and there that Rosas Jr. was ready to fight in the UFC, which is high praise indeed, given the long and often pain-filled journeys most fighters go through to eventually make it to the big leagues. The youngster looked at home in the octagon, winning all 3 rounds on all 3 judges' scorecards, giving fans a glimpse of what they might be in for later as he showed off a pretty exciting style. Dana also praised Rosas Jr.'s attitude, saying that is one of the things that impressed me most, before adding that his style is pretty impressive too, as he doesn't just lay around trying to out-grapple people. A dig at Khabib, perhaps? White also used adjectives such as slick, whilst adding that his defense is just as impressive as his attack. When asked about his future matchups, Dana wouldn't be drawn into naming an opponent, but did mention that they would have to manage him carefully, and revealed that it probably wouldn't be the best idea to have him fight on a Vegas card for obvious reasons. What do you think of White's words? Next up, Raul has claimed he will become the youngest UFC champion in history. One thing that Raul Rosas Jr. clearly doesn't lack is confidence. The 17-year-old stormed to victory last week in Dana White's Contender Series, and then promptly announced that he would be the youngest champ in the promotion's storied history. Raul was quickly offered a UFC contract following his impressive win, and was soon asked if there was ever any doubt he might not get a contract due to his age, saying, "Hell no, I'm here for a reason." Rosas Jr. then went on to say, "I knew he was going to give me that contract. At otherwise I wouldn't be here. I'm 17 and I'm 6-0, explaining that he is more than aware of the skills he possesses. He also revealed that Dana knows full well what he is capable of, before then going back on his comment by saying that the boss actually doesn't know what he has in his locker. He said, "Well, he really doesn't know, but he will know what I can do out there. I would fight this Saturday, but I heard there's no event this Saturday, so I'll fight when they have another event. I'm just ready to go out there and get the kill." The youngster then claimed he will become the youngest UFC champion, adding he doesn't care what he has to do, before claiming he would take on a top 5 guy in his debut if he could. Big words. Give us your thoughts below. More bantamweight news now, and Aljo has sent a warning to TJ. Stay with us. Reigning champion Aljamain Sterling takes on TJ Dillashaw in what many are suggesting is his first real title defense, given how he won the title against Yan last year. Yan was disqualified for an illegal knee. The pair will go to war at UFC 280 next month in Abu Dhabi, with Funkmaster hoping to extend his winning run to 8. And heading into the fight, Sterling has given Dillashaw a stern warning that he is coming to skin the snake. Of course, TJ was branded a snake by Conor McGregor on an episode of The Ultimate Fighter a few years back, and has since leaned into the nickname. It has been given even greater meaning since the former bantamweight champion got popped for PEDs a couple of years back, an incident which lost TJ a ton of fans. However, Dillashaw still represents a considerable threat in the bantamweight division, and he has been afforded an almost instant title shot for a reason. He is a damn good fighter, even if people believe he should be stripped of some of his previous wins. But Sterling believes he has what it takes to best TJ, and appeared on a clip shared by the UFC this week saying, "We got 30 days, baby, until UFC 280, and still, we're going to skin the snake, baby. Who you got?" And finally, Sugar Sean has given his thoughts on his next fight. Sean O'Malley will take on Peter Yan in another huge bantamweight fight on the same card as Sterling next month, and has recently given his thoughts on how he sees it going down. Quite unsurprisingly, he was in a confident mood, explaining that he will be surprised if he gets hit once by Yan. I mean, come on. Even after his recent defeat to Sterling, Yan is still one of the most dangerous men in the division, and possesses some of the best boxing in the whole promotion. O'Malley is also credited as one of the better strikers in the UFC, so this one is destined to go to the floor now that we've said that. Suga recently took to Twitter to tell his followers, "4 weeks till I get to beat up Peter." He hoped that he realizes that Peter Yan is a #1 contender for a reason. He is absolutely no joke. Of course, O'Malley is almost certainly attempting to drum up interest in a fight which really doesn't need selling. This is one of the most interesting bantamweight matchups in recent years, and has the potential to be fight of the night. Who do you guys have? As always, thanks for dropping in on us today, and remember to tune in again next time when we will be discussing all sorts of other cool stories. And why not do us a big favor by liking and sharing today's video, whilst also subscribing to our channel. Bye guys!